menim mumio no dio chase edi amame. The story as you see obia ka ho asem Kopama ni move to Manchester United. Na story we eba nra me hu ya bebe penam so we die but afide as ade no guso a again ground so sa nanim sa enti say yedi hu enkomo ana Saudi Pro League ni so cha say he say no we mu hia 50 players for next season. Ache say wo mu so edi say wo mu league ni mu kina enti somewhere samade womu ebedi djuma yepa kofi okay ma men sha se mfamfiri so minim dia de befa na se osan de bi ebe kan France for so say o manya data or ma compile on Senegal o mu game no mo boy se na ebe ya wake up o be kwan o be fa so abo Senegal team no so yeni nkoma kakra
Obesi started free in
yes I say from Kopama. Yes, I say from Kopama.
So to get the contest right, Mercedes in Ekasa.
Yeah.
In an interview.
Yes.
And I'll say Kopama elusive faith in Chelsea project in my next year he can move.
Yeah.
I think that is spot on.
Okay.
I mean, for every player, young player, and especially player or the quality of Kopama, you want to win things. You want to be at a club where you're very successful. And wow. In fact, Kopama this season, because of Iprenti or mobile. So even for him as a person, he's not getting to play games frequently. And it's affecting him. It means that one year, because in the English national team, there are a lot of number 10s now. One year, you walk up next summer, it's going to affect him from the point of view of game time any enough. If somebody like Morgan Rogers elbow game consistently, if Jude Bellingham is playing consistently, Phil Foden is playing consistently, there are a host of things our England national team that can get the nod ahead of him. So obviously he himself would want to come back and play well. However, for on a personal level, Cole would want to win things. After winning a Club World Cup and Conference League, Obiabe expects to say the next thought of Kopama would be, okay, can we go on and get close to the English Premier League? Can we go on and go to the quarters of the Champions League? Then you do quarters of Champions League, you get it close to the English Premier League, you consistent names or Champions League in the next few years. Then we can go back and say, fine, can we now say now we are going to compete properly and win the Champions League and whatnot? So definitely, I don't think Marcel Desailly is wrong, and it's clear, especially with young players.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard a story, but Nhyira and Nechi, 3 Chelsea players have asked the Chelsea sporting team, say, have a contract, improve contract discussions. Say, player estatica there are 2 things that is involved. It is either they see their future at the club for the very long term, and when you will extend the contract, the man is can be brave. So usually from the monetary point of view, so players start here. The 3 players I'll tell you. Players start here. It's about 1, the monetary and incentives. So they come to you and they tell you, say, oh, me born and then modern day centre back, modern day midfielders, me can't be me a top. So yeah, me improving my contract because yeah, signing initially na me unproven. It's na money confidence and my mom is be brave, but see my be prove. So give me more money. Chelsea themselves initiated such contract extension with Kopama and Nicolas Jackson. So Becca last season. In fact, last season, the boss is really a buyer now. Chelsea initiated a contract extension of Kopama. No man is brave. So I'll come back to Kopama. But I'm saying that players started. There are 2 things that happens. 1, they are coming there to ask for more money. 2, also ABA they are beginning to feel like omunya cold feet. Okay. Contract na me saying na me doing CBA by this time projects need do baby say but okra no se coaches bebre into project in do baby me pese eduru no into me back say share contracts them be me extend am maybe 2 more years but me extend it like Antoine Semenyo did no me pese me introduce an exit clause and meet me there buy myself out of the clause or somebody can buy me out of the contract so then they can put inside okay Mate say me one of the players is Enzo Fernandez. The second one is Moses Caicedo. The 3rd one, Ayala Fifi. Now, these 3 players have initiated contract talks with Chelsea.
Okay.
In all of that, it can Enzo Fernandez say the contract ending in 2032. And they can say, Obi are now at the beginning now until Chelsea project Nasi Obeka as a Chelsea owners in your Mokano. It is them who they don't know what they were saying. Because these are smart and shrewd business owners. Their long-term contract is to safeguard more investments in these players. So now it can be true that Enzo Fernandez and Jose Madrid starts a back conversation of a possibility of he joining the club. So he can go back to them and say, okay, in the contract extensions come. In contract extension, maybe at 2022 next can be contract next. You have an extension of a further 1 year, but Obama 25% more of my current earning, 30% more of my current earning, 50% more of my current earning. But also with that, you find Shemu says Madrid the back and as any club be about within the next 1 year, within the next 2 years. Now say be almost a certain amount of money, say 100 million, you let me go. I am a release clause out of the contract. So it is very important, especially in project like this.
Okay.
Let people understand say Kopama a long-term contract with Chelsea. And then it won't be easy for any club to buy him out. Not even Madrid. And again, it goes back to what the Chelsea owners saw. Say it is normal, say projects, maybe a force, a form, they will have certain level of uncertainties. And in safeguarding on investments, my players in long-term contract. So off the top of my head, I think Kopama's contract is in 2031 or so. Into 2031, it means I kind of 5 years. That's enough time for Chelsea to say we won't sell. Unless at a price I share my. Is Manchester City willing to pay 200 million, 300 million, 250 million to Chelsea to take Kopama? As it stands now, I dare not say so. Yes, Kopama himself would want to move out if things don't go well. But it also a very, very complicated situation.
Question I want to I'm deal with a debating say. Kopama ya less than 2 months ya. Yes, why a star boy. Young friend Sankano. Ye Helino top. So you player ye penasem. Dear Nebeba our best is a coach from the hierarchy GDA pass one project no more or no as you be to me. Dear Nebes is within that short time player say where you superstar no a team say on your team for Robeco.
Well,
is it a project no na afi enye katibia na say empemfo ne hu ne omoye bi
reasons na bit me vary a bit me Kopama na personal reasons. I mean players make moves just because of also come back to Manchester. He can make such a decision so also come back to Manchester. It can also be say Chelsea assistant coaches Enzo Maresca if it doesn't happen and go on well for him in the next 6 months or Chelsea, maybe Chelsea will feel like okay, Ono Kopama can say that he doesn't trust in the coach to take him to where he wants to go. The personal ambitions are number one.
Okay.
Because as human beings, and especially for Obitse Kopama, say ocean the financial needs are in the Maslow's law of fairness and structure of needs, he has gone beyond financial needs. What's important to Kopama is to see a self-actualization of the Champions League, because Jude Bellingham had the Champions League media Phil Foden at the Premier League ni who's in the English national team. I mean, these boys, Bukayo Saka, Obeji Champ, Obetimiji EPL, exactly, Obetimiji EPL, or the better rubbing in his face. So these are all the things that can push Kopama to see that he wants to go. That's what I'm saying. That any far-fetched, the Amasel Disaye kind of correct. However, it's not straightforward, very complicated.
But Kofi, Chelsea project, still now go GDO.
I think there will be easy questions about Chelsea project or every right to do so. However, you see, project CBR will go through these phases, and I've been saying this for years. We a Chelsea fan and now doing say it was always going to be straightforward for you, and that's why I kept on telling people say, don't say that we a Chelsea team and you need that first not Chelsea to win to derby. It's a new thing, a new club, new ownership, new way of doing things, and your club and your Abramovich and Castle is a club in the future. Otini baby on your Obiashi. It is just something that came to hit the club. So the club is going through it. I doubt, say, after just 2 years of winning more trophies near there, then we can say rubbish. However, when somebody questions, especially in terms of instability, Okofa Grandpa Tabanoko, Okofa Wiabanoko, Enzo Maresca comes and he's gone, then there's cause for alarm. However, you have to wait to the end of the season before we see how it goes.
Ayala, remove Fama, I mean, so best as free, na Miyana, Yaresa, the 4 day, no.
The ama Kopama komo no need the yame den kakra ne say minyin ni say there is concrete evidence bear by any tabloid said there's a situation with Kopama. Ubia all the articles I've read Emma me bibi omaka say oh enyina so emu odu anyway enti na ye ka say there's a situation with Kopama. The Masadi say a draw inferences from and they say Chelsea ball Brentford no. Chelsea second goal no share you know was a penalty. Kopama be ball on share you know. One celebrity. And throughout the game, even the point game, you know, according to Mercedes, say Oshe Kopama ni dimina. It doesn't look like Obi and Niaji or Onion Nijim. And all linking say send you on any who are branch, you know. Say a bibia a go beyond just the ordinary who and name a branch, you know, a feeling be sad. As a Chelsea na no hunanimu ye any a Chelsea paying for ye no one pen once a monka. So it's not, there's nothing concrete. Now Mimi and Semchuni, and I know how Ayana Etodebia ye milky story be. Ye who say Obia will come be pay. Never say I count one or two things be boom. Now you try to make sense because what you are supposed to do, to create content.
Yeah.
And see, bibi and my humubia on see a bit media agina for bibi humubia and we will do it. Let me give you a classical example. Kopama. About Manchester City Academy, no, but I am Manchester United boy. Manchester Cronin and an orty. Ono one gets out to the number to say, oh no, Osani yan or supporting Man U. But a Man City Academy, no, and or co school, a Cosia born a ball. Enti, Sama said is a Ibeka say, a Brantian is Simpson and Injo Chelsea. Then it is only right for any media house to say, oh, the Bruno Mukre because Saudi near there. Nasa Manchester himself a branch any almost supporter. Probably they could omit me na kasa. No, I so bet me about the ball I'm a club or support here. Beyond that reading from the Biametino, I don't see anything concrete. But Miami Shishini. Se Masadi Sai se Utieni interview ni na kusi se kaya. Then he brings in the Chelsea project. And as someone can say, the entire Gidisa na Kopama sen and NJ and said, oh, who ye project in him. That's for me a questionable. If a legend of the club, because answer no Bakasano, next or no, my said is a on so project Nagasa, maybe so. Because Uncle Huswa and go back or Robeshe, what Kopama's guests were and say,
I'm well out.
Yes, project on TSS Abrante, but for him to also question. Say, and I rent no yes, because projects no and Nintiana. Then it means, say, on also some kind of affection be the way I normally see call our Chelsea. No. Now you see, say, conjecture now, you know, if it is true, then that is a big problem with Chelsea. Team be a dressing room. No. They are key players. And key players, you know, apart from one performance, you know, they also inspire other players. No more team, you know. Winner, born ye qua, ye barman. Oh no, they ever call on the game, no, born a canine penny, you see BBC. Say if those key players, they are a time from poster boys, no. If a barbon thing say, omo problem with the project na ye nyina de bia ye ko training ne akobo match ne akọ camp aye ye di achie no say if the key players start to come out in any form say you see omo as a doubt to be a project na it affects obia and as a Kopa Makura say Chelsea project no so a and then Jimmy Gates so be kasa number 2 Mercedes ayi say ebi akwa no nhwe ni mpre no but he feels I was a Chelsea by this time they must play for him.
Okay,
I was say ono the focal point of the team and she on about 10 match be on about 10 and bona ye boni nyina no we are all trying to find Kopama because through him and your game no will change. But Abentene doesn't feel that way in the team. And this is Messi be or Bobasa. Whether you are great Xavi or Iniesta, we have to find Messi. Because on the born can I obi be Real Madrid time, Benzema Munina have to be selfless. Because Ronaldo is the guy. And you are born in Nana only a shadow. Near the born man know to me at the born ye bibi di amaye. The Man City of old had to play for Kevin De Bruyne. Born oh baby we must for the famano. Baby o jina be find him. Se born nya kan na ye nyina wa hoto so say born or the be bibi sronku bi di amaye. Look at Real Madrid today and how they are playing to suit Kylian Mbappe. Because we they are born here boy mu ye de imagine Mbappe. Obeshe go bi na fe ye nyina ye bu
they must stabilize the kakra.
So is Kopama feeling so importance in Chelsea na?
But I'm saying as a me na me to me dear as in sad in ho.
It is because Gabi ayobi na kwasi you have been the bia opera. How can we build a team around you when you are always injured? If you are always fit, now what team ni mu dia, then we know so we can plan around you. Na see a plan team around you. Na uko 3 months BM 2 months BM na team na njida. And your physical presence in a team and so na beti me actually say coach me for the ninto so. Na on build the team around you. And yes adia look, sa ubo na match bako na e do bo number 10. Now the following day, we will push Reece James in the middle with Casado and push Enzo Fernandez in the number 10 role. And I say we will bring João Pedro back and put Liam Delap as a striker. And to João Pedro, there must be someone who plays. How are you fit in the team to play the number 10? And to say only one, we can say only what can we do if you are not available? But what me catch him say? Even though Chelsea have been changing coaches, Gabi, Chelsea coach Ben Abba, Oma Obia enya indication say Kopama is an important player in the team.
Obi any ho.
Really?
Liam Boy or say one in Asia 101 Edin Komo. Ahwe ni prano a consult to Chelsea medical team no. And we kwanya so or fast use na Kopama atiase.
Exactly. Me since a Kopama buy in 2023. Me who Chelsea coach our bar. What rubbish him being the poster boy of the team. But when you are not so consistent with your fitness, and sometimes these players, that is how their egos build. Only egos, you know, when they become superstars, especially the English boys, only superstars can create. They want more than they can even carry. Yes, you are integral, and the Chelsea team know, even the fans. They can pay for you. Ballon d'Or be everybody. But you must be consistent.
Am I say any debate at Twitter? Intimate Connie Lamy Yama Simbi.
You get it. Or Bafu.
Yeah.
Look at the football Kopama boy in the 2023-2024 season. That was when Obi didn't call the category of the big boys now. Yeah. But last season, no pra. No aba, no pra, no aba. And omo abeti no my comparison with them nyina. Omo nyina akojano.
Yeah.
Because they've been consistently playing. But what about you? Oh, that is where the problem is. We are fit our ball conference league. The boy will be a so Kopama boy am at the conference league. We are fit talk about FIFA Club World Cup. The best player of the tournament is Avama. Because of our best player now OG and Intino. Are you not in the FIFA World 11 and other team of the season now? You Kopama, you are in there. And see, sometimes and some way no baby I won't
So the last question me bisa na ya hwe Saudi for then the same time bisa Kofi. Chelsea project and so na emu da ho. Bema player bi aka say project na ye dey start ya. You mo dey convince me no. Ese meeting.
You see, young kind of crack ketuwe bi on the project. Project na Chelsea person mo yan. Gabi say uyo bi a uye used to say Chelsea top success na. You always have a problem with the new project. Chelsea old way I know was to buy already made players, superstars. They can give you instant success. And a Chelsea for the one I used to. And you will go to the French league and buy the best midfielder in Asian. Need not be shit team. We will go and buy Drogba. Need not be shit team. Or buy a man. You say we or Baba Bomber. If we go from my Kabala from Leverkusen. Or be shit team anymore. I don't know a captain crowd order that. Satam flying boy in Bundesliga. Or Baba my resource king. You go from Aluda more French League ba. Satam must so red hot. Or buy out to say we shit team anymore. We are good to go. And the Chelsea modus operandi assassin. Now, Gabi, so you want to say, okay, now, say me who say Magway Jinawa, na me who say Jackie Jinawa, but what could tell Jackie because ono you're young. What you are doing is that then you are always trying to say, oh, there's potential in this person, there's potential in this person.
Potential no kwana auto.
Say potential na auto there. Then your success too should be potential target success.
Okay.
And you instant. Because when the instant you ready made talk potential. The moment you buy the potential, then you are saying say your target too must be potential targets.
And a fancy say Saudi can Matthias you and man the will be a trimmer for the past 3 years here by ya was a few years you road no so. After all of a sudden, was you coach now? What must have potentials now as a sana? Yes, you road no so no. Usimayi nefim made a full
you see the issue about time, you know. Sebi every wo fan no one beba wo.
Okay.
Gabi, since blue co for never mo de mo ye Chelsea for, have you heard that say Chelsea must start season B and this season there you see the target from the board to the coach is to win the league.
Oh, okay.
You get it?
Oh, okay.
Project.
Okay.
No set target. Don't say that. There are teams say statistics now. Put your hands flicker.
Yeah,
the target is to win everything.
Yeah.
Rafinha, the target is to at Barcelona. They know the target is to win the league, the Champions League, the Copa del Rey.
Yeah, they do well.
Exactly. Obiama can say yes, that season the target is to win. Amusio, it has always been Oyemrato Fomu near more Champions League. Unfortunately for Chelsea fans, they don't set the target. The owners that run the project set the target.
Okay.
And on to say, Ombabeka say, after the potential any baby, you driving project now we can give the target to a coach. And then the sporting directors say, if this season we want to start winning.
And yeah, fans then I am team paying for us.
Exactly. So who dear Chin say, I the Chelsea we need BBC. Then you are off the radar of the club enemy.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the 4 there are almost 50 players. And 50 players and so Kessia and Vinicius Junior, Mohamed Salah, Wamo Epe, Casemiro, Wamo Enya and Zumina Cromba to Tomina account. Like as a 2034 no, I'm busy in any process now and Crofono. On person so almost say Bruno Fernandes last season £700,000 a week. And on the man. And Bruno say time in your right and farmer into Munya Butre and discarded the whole like in Grofoi Premier League. Nina a Premier League players in Dona.
Okay. I am tempted to believe say Omu Sikano Omu one. Any on when you see Premier League no mostly is because of since almost started omo project no meaning say one who share Saudi Pro League you know ESPN or DStv as well omo commentators most of more referees are from the English Premier League.
And then when I'm trying to say almost start here no Chelsea transfer.
Yes.
They are no Nigerian, you know. So no, then acquire.
Milano.
Yes, on acquire my in the moment.
And Milano, the whole league, you know, a sporting director.
Oh, okay.
On se no be our team be our sporting director. Omo de omo say league
ni na sporting director.
Sporting director. And then Michael Milano. Until he plans obi obo league ni be a club obi ano. Emiliano and a top sporting director. And to no team share Ali no about catch himself. Oh, you heard the way I'm team in the corner. I was some Premier League in Nabia Moko Liverpool. Namco Fasala Beshe mon right wing.
Oh, okay.
O team share Ali Tihad. Also there be moment for the AI week. Inti Mumi and Cope Bruno no mesha no matana or mama. Inti Michael Emiliano na first no year Juma Chelsea no. The whole league the sporting director. Inti say obi no or rise to sa level no in football from the Premier League. So I can say Yamaniska. Say on your project in a certain league, you know where you go.
Okay.
WTSCCA. Me assure says so be from no say Gabi. Chale me pay foreign news presenter on my station. Maybe a fufra. The first people that will come to your mind will be the 1.5 area people because that is where
that
is the point.
Okay.
That is the reason why Michael is always targeting the Premier League. Onimeho market. Onimeho omo no be negotiate to get the upper floor. And some maybe our Jane the other markets are a war because on you're too familiar with the way they do their things. Number 2, Saudi Pro League. Send the Chechum maybe a chumuno. And your mind is sick up put one moment after that setting aside say they will want attention to Omaina and Kasankasa. And they will want to do that one aspect through sports. And this can a go pucho. And I de air attention am I near the Abudi League. Could you believe say who read Ben Jacobs article now watch now? Or say apart from Empenyim for say Robert Lewandowski, Bruno Fernandes, Mo and Casemiro Money Vini Mo Ayebobo Modino. Apart from Omono. The Saudi investment fund no as I set aside 2 billion euros every season for the Saudi Pro League no say omonfa ento omonfa bintia agency commission no omonfa bintia wages for young players. Yes, krano say we do obi on trade ebi at the age of 22 23 ebebano. Yeah, set aside 2 billion euros agent beji sen akwana say no beji team ni beji sen you 2 billion fund for to ayaba and they pem kra abi a team nim say o pepenyimfo ni bi say Lewandowski money ayimu so a eno so musika e separate eda ho now almost say league no any power beton league ni has been Cristiano Ronaldo wama league no global appeal for food actually league ni DH because Ronaldo is the biggest boy in the league. Now Oma yam shishie say Ronaldo contract be 2027. The contract ni mu no owo 1 extra year obetimi atrega ko 2028. Omo nyi ni say Ronaldo say even if obetrega ako 2028 obo 2028 ni we are omo nyi ni so
after 2 years no
either obe retire and now obe say baby for. Now if they lose the Ronaldo face to the league they think say they will need Ronaldo nkwaro malusu no they will need better faces. Yes omo kabomua everyone says oh, okay Ronaldo ko here no ye fa ebia ye de Vini ye de Bruno ye de Lewandowski ye de way ye come image bomu afi omo kabomua be do Ronaldo there no so they are preparing life in the league,
without
the
Cristiano Ronaldo.
attractiveness and the exposure to other people in Europe, especially life after Ronaldo. And no empty and almost more personal players.
Now, when him, baby, I was just here. Question about Fifi, my miss as a question. We and yet threat and from a Premier League, you know.
Premier League in Gua.
So I say, I want to almost say, boom, fun pia like me, a young windy mammy project now for I don't think because when him said the entire makers as in Brazil for sir, MSS the last 2 years, Erbana, Kafumusa says, so make statement say, as a Brazil for in by England now, more national team of age, and this is an area they are national team over players now on a so we not do almost bad day. So I don't know, maybe Zaze. Though Premier League and yeah, Premier League boys now the airboard, but a bit chances also Premier League. So
for me, say me take you word in there. I don't think it's a threat, or maybe it's just early days to call it a threat. I think say they are Saudi for a laudable, honestly, because and the idea makes sense. Who's a rich vision now, but I do when it's not a kind of one of my makes it easier. And that's what they're trying to do. Yeah, for the best players in Bra. But still, Omuhune say they are moving to second gear of Omo project now. Because at the beginning it was about the big names that will come.
okay,
But the current standpoint of the Saudi Pro League, they say now, whilst they want to replace the image of Cristiano Ronaldo with the Salles, Bruno Fernandes, and the Vinicius Junior and the likes, they also want to go through and cry with the young people. And for me, that is a much more futuristic approach. Okay, fine. And then you bring your eyeballs by Saudi Pro League. So. But Nkrane are those that will probably grow to become the new Ronaldos, the new Benzemas, the new Viniciuses. Our mono will now hold the fort. So, more long term for me. Still, the best players from Europe, they will not be able to attract them when they are in their prime.
okay.
Because Vinicius Junior has contract issues with Madrid. But on any day, Vini would want to see out the contract unless there is always an outlier. Like Karim Mustafa, Benzema, J Ballon d'Or, and nobody really. Then Pam, he goes away again. It's the players that are in their prime now. Today, if you tell Lamine Yamal, say, how does he Obeko Saudi Arabia and I say Uncle Obetina Barcelona? Even regardless of the money as Saudi for the man, Obetina Barcelona.
Yeah.
Barcelona will not be able to pay, or let me not use the word will not be able to pay. As it stands now, Barca ain't the amount of money Saudi will give to Lamine Yamal on the high side. They won't. But Lamine will choose to stay at Barcelona, aren't ya? Rich, me can several times say DBS, you can say Obinko, Bebinko, Kojiska, especially we Africans don't Boboniko, Saudi Kojiska. I roll my eyes because South boys no, they've seen money. If Lamine is taking 80,000 euros a week or 100,000 euros a week, 300,000 euros a week, ABI is able to take out the family and even leave more in investments. At his age, he will not want to go after that money. But what is Lamine looking for today? Lamine per se by age 30 was the Champions League. Until the time the Asian Champions League is able to produce a competition as prestigious or close to the prestige of the Champions League, I doubt it's a threat. 2, until the Saudi Pro League is grown, whether from the marketing point of view, integrity point of view, quality point of view, say, okay, Lamine Yamal who says so Saudi Pro League now, waji be a bank Spanish La Liga, no? Then you can say that, okay, a young Lamine Yamal will say that he wants to go there. You see, so for me, those are the modalities, and I think it will take time. The Asian Champions League, in the last few seasons has gained some traction.
Yeah.
And competition has started back.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. The teams that are playing amongst each other. Away from the Champions League, continent better than the Champions League, it's not the South American one. That is the most exciting. When you see the Brazilian teams coming to play amongst each other, no more job or trophies, the Brazilians and the Argentines. More there. So I think that away from money, you need much more. You need prestige. You need, again, for me, I always go back to the Maslow's law of needs. Say, after that, these players are muska. Say, me, say me moving from Saudi, and then, me say, now say me go Juma in the Saudi Pro League as a broadcaster. My need is money today.
Okay.
Into me go Saudi Pro League, quick. When you're coming country Kukuri Jimmy, I'll be gone. Because me go Saudi Pro League, they will pay me hundreds. of what I'm receiving today. But maybe for Lamine Yamal, maybe for Mohamed Kudus, maybe for the young players, maybe for Kopama.
Okay.
You see, for certain players, there are more reasons for them to go to the Saudi Pro League. To say Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah is 30. Mohamed Salah has done whatever he has to do in the English Premier League. Mohamed Salah in Europe, he has seen it, won the Champions League, won the English Premier League. In fact, the contract with Liverpool is ending in 2027. Should he even finish that contract by 2027, he is also Muslim. The culture assimilation, he goes to the Saudi Pro League where he's a Muslim. The predominant religion of our country name Islam, or Fele as part of them, and he can play his football. But take another young boy and ask yourself, even when you look at the likes of Obitse N'Golo Kante, who also say Muslim, there is news N'Golo Kante wants to come back to Europe because there's a chance for him to go and play in the World Cup. So yes, the Saudi Pro League Juma. And I like the fact that Omo approaching everything for the marketing perspective. Say, okay, Ronaldo gave us some eyeballs. He's going to go. Who can we bring in? They don't need to go for Mbappe because Mbappe is Omba. They don't need to go for Vini because Vini is Omba. But there is something Robert Lewandowski. Lewandowski contract with Barcelona is ending at the end of the season. Even for Lewandowski, most of the outlets that reports on Lewandowski's transfer are saying that Lewandowski class on Umpeska. What just says canon 50 million, 70 million annually, 80 million. What just says canon from Bayern as a young player, it gets to a point if he has done good investment. No, this kind of shit, baby. Yeah. He feels like, okay, there are reports in Catalan that are saying that Lewandowski would want to even reduce the wages and stay at Barcelona. In fact, during COVID, there were reports of you see the wages carrying at the club now. So these certain, especially the Europeans, say a South American at some point in time.
Who say the old canning now? In say rank normal munu fa boy within the football space. For a sample size of players 100. Gabi, so for players 100 already say 15, 16 years. Omomunim bopado. Ibi wa Africa, ibi wa Asia, ibi wa South America, ibi wa Europe, ibi wa BPA. Say obedi 16, 17, 18. Ujidi say for majority of the sample size of 100 players now, what will be our first consideration as a professional footballer? To me, it is money.
It depends on where they come from, in my opinion.
The entire all the talent from Argentina, Brazil, Omoba Europe no. It is because Europe etia etching on baby omofre no. And they've consistently said it. Anthony Uni Omuye interview, Mr. Charlie, go and ask Carlos Tevez. At a point, people were questioning, say, as a Uni loyalty. Premier League ni mukra just say, oh dear, Obi Abaya na oko. You don't care whether my boy Liverpool then to bomb you own found. I know, see Charlie, where I come from. The extended family Omechino. Anyone hear me free mono. Mamba has me be pay allegiance to my bomb Manchester United and to me Man City. Me person be pesca. Now you watch Vini Mo documentary on Netflix. You watch Mbappe there on Netflix. You watch Ronaldinho Mo documentary in the past. And there is one clear message. To make these players not only professional elite players, but some between years who mukro.
Yeah.
Inti, their ambitions. Me say me Ballon d'Or. Me say me Champions League. Me say me bought in top leagues in Europe. And no. But me jidi say on. Say na wokan. The struggle of ambition, kukuo, sika kukuo, esia. Fee, even in Europe, are the poverty levels, enter Africa and South America, mono. You may get European young boys. They will say, hey, Charlie, see, case you are see ambition.
No, I like you. We see. It's not as if you say Saudi Arabia any Ghana, and yes, Saudi Arabia and even South Africa or Kenya. It's Saudi Arabia and England and Spain. It is a Saudi Arabia, mame, £200,000 a week. Now say England, ebe mame 150, 120. But still, made him move on. I'm born made him. And yes, he can.
No, but don't you have example? How did Plebe say Ruben Neves,
Don Duramo,
Duran, Fabinho?
There was a certain small boy. I said no, Italy was saying small boy be around 20s, 21 years. Or no?
And Gabriel make a choice.
No, you see, what you are saying, what I am saying, no, it accommodates your point. Say there will be people who put ambition, top level football beyond money. But what I am saying is, say offer a sample size of 100. Maybe 10 years ago, you have bare 99 of them saying, I want to go and play in Europe. Many scars and your top level football. But the moment in kakran, obidisika bia a bra jini and tiasia babe remuno. Fi Sam 99. Udo be once a sort never 60, never 50. Was after going 50-50. Udo say it will get to a certain level. And they so that could say uncle Saudi Arabia. Wouldn't you get nice players who are as attractive as players of Europe to convince them say uno never league no? So Krabi see them get and say, hey, you come ball Saudi Arabia. I say, Anna Saudi Arabia, they make compare there or because Ronaldo Crabo. Ruby Neves.
I like the okay. Sisi you me. Say Andrew Satam now. Andrew,
that is why we have examples of players. They've left Europe to go and play there. And they are always going. They are always on their way there. Gabi Ujini say, Bruno Fernandes, Muni Vinimo, Omobecho Europe. They will go. I am telling you. And look, and your players in Nkwo, referees are returned from Europe to go and officiate there.
But
commentators, media men.
Bruno Fernandes is on the early 30. If Saudi Arabia are giving Bruno Fernandes £300,000 a week, now Madrid catches on free Manchester United, now all Brenna Debia, all Bono Munyashiro, Nombra Madrid, and Bambebo for 200,000, he will choose Madrid over Saudi Arabia.
For that one, I agree with you.
You see.
So, for me, what I'm trying to say is that what I'm trying to say
Saudi for the say no, Mama Bruno say in
750. That was 700,000.
That was in 2023. Yeah. That was Etihad by 700,000. You think Enzo Bruno die?
No, but I'm saying.
And I'm saying, say, Udopa, Yenina Yame. 1 year, 2 years.
No,
I'm saying, sir, in terms of the sample size, you will be
those are outliers.
And they are threatening.
I like that sample size. Those people are outliers. Benzema, Fabinho, even
Sadio Mane.
He's a South American. But Sango for me outliers. They're real cream.
Okay.
I mean, see.
Musa Diaby. Ben Wine.
Musa Diaby.
Malcolm. Are they old players?
Begvan like this for one.
You watch football.
When is Barcelona player? See, anytime person you use the top clubs now. Obenya prestige. Obenya Nyeska. Today, how did it get there for Mohamed center back? Your friend is saying,
Inigo Martinez.
There was a contract.
Wasn't he playing at the highest level of Barcelona?
How old is Inigo? What about the boy? Inigo say. After do baby now say Saudi bar. Mama ko just
can say. Where Fifi get it wrong and he say. Obi wo ha Gabi wadi 34. But no kwe. Ne ball na obo no. Or hit the limelight at 32.
Okay.
For instance, Inigo Martinez. Waboni boni nyina obeba.
Baby afi there as a sign by
anyone who could be winning Nioma. It's at Barcelona oboni say no course out.
John Duran nyina same time na afi na so oma picking here.
Even Bruno. If you ever kind of crash
for the past by fast 4 seasons in
yes, Bruno free Sporting Club de Portugal ever Man U. I think Bruno as a superstar, we are world beater. I think I enjoy Saudi.
Okay.
And if Bruno decides to leave next season, Uka say oh Bruno na say when yini wo boni boy. He is now after what do the superstar no.
Okay, ye nyene say.
Tell sika de.
Komana ye di no. Na
who be say who share Saudi Arabia? Who don't unti commentary.
Na nka me pese me bisa.
The voice not give you indication say we mo na me ti omo Premier League.
I say am same vibe no. And na me pese me bisa say sisi amuma adwene mu feel say is Saudi Pro League no. Yemen how many years? And they do sa standard bi I say obia etu nani a say na yehu Premier League, say na yehu Bundesliga na ebedu.
Me dey. Almost started threatening Podada.
Really?
The European leagues no more sure more with what the Saudi Arabia for the year.
Confusion say akabe how many years?
10 years. Before
10 years.
Yeah, before they can convince a long Yamin Yamal. Yeah. Paris Saint-Germain call Barcelona Academy. See, top talent draw. Top. Straight to Paris Saint-Germain in Europe. They'll give him good money because only in Barca man a pro contract here. So for me it takes some time.
Okay. Young fan no na young fan say na I am the pass here. Ya dia say Saudi Pro League. Sayala Premier League ni Saudi Pro League no. O mate eku mboa. Enye efi asem bia na ehwe so. Wo mu efi nanka omo league ni company wo ho a. Eno na Emiliano down no omo de ye omo de. Now, eno na yedi ura Ghana Premier League.